Hello, good morning, good morning, good morning. How many times can we say good morning? Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Coffee Run Live on what is a very cold, if I'm honest, quite a cool reintegration. Cool not isn't like totally cool, but weather cool integration back into Mildura following my trip across the countryside, doing all of the fun things like running events and having photo shoots and all of that kind of fun stuff. Now, what I thought I would talk about, what I thought I would talk about today is a bit about the whole thing around creating the identity around who it is that you want to be and who it is that you want to become. And I guess like part of the stuff that I've been thinking of late, and you know that I'm generally I'm just making sure that gets all shared around, that I'm generally pretty open with where I'm at in terms of my thinking and all of that type of thing, which is, you know, kind of fun. And I think it's really important to be transparent. And I think it's really important that that we don't always paint this amazing picture of everything. It was so funny. I got back to skating yesterday and somebody said, "Oh, it looks like you had a great holiday." And I'm like, I had one day off. I had one day to just kind of like rest, relax, chill, do whatever I wanted to do. And that was actually it. And I was exhausted because the rest of the time I'd been working. So anyway, what I thought I would talk about was what came up this morning for me as I was pondering and sort of like journaling in my head. I've been cleaning out and doing the things that I felt like I needed to do. Now, what we know is that when we create the time and the space for ourselves to be able to think, that's when the magic kind of comes through. So I've been messaging my bestie and my husband over the course of the last couple of days. I'm like, oh my God, I've just had this amazing idea for my next book. And I was like, oh, I haven't decided yet how I'll do it, whether I'll go through a publisher or if I'll just self-publish or what I might do. But it's just kind of like, because and this happens every time I go away, right? I'll go away and I don't expect, there's a difference here. Like I don't expect to have new fantastic and amazing creative ideas for new programs or new books or new projects or whatever it is, but it happens every time. So it's almost like this sense of anticipation at different times where I'll be like, oh, I wonder what cool idea I'm going to get, what we'll be able to bring forth into the world and things like that. But part of that is around, like I was saying, it's like it's kind of like this expectation that with space and time that I'll have new ideas come in. And therefore, what I was thinking about today is like, well, if I had a blank slate, I actually threw a question out at my husband this morning just to kind of see what he would say. And I said, you know, babe, what would you think if I was to take long service leave? You know, I've been in this business for 11 years. Like if you've done 11 years in a corporate role, you're entitled to you accrue long service leave, right? I'm not sure how long it is that you have to be employed. Is it like 10 years that you start accruing long service leave or 15 years? I'm not sure. But I'm kind of like, I feel like, you know, maybe some long service leave could be kind of, hair in my mouth. Some long service leave could actually be kind of cool. And in my head, I'm like, well, I could take 3 months, 6 months, whatever, it doesn't really matter. I could take however long as it was that I wanted. And I thought, oh, maybe I could write this book. And I've actually had another book this is the other thing that happens. When I wrote Into the Spotlight last year, I had another book start to bubble away that's different to this latest idea. And I thought, I wonder if I could or would become a more of a full-time author, right? And it's like, oh, that would be a different kind of, jacket to wear, right? That was kind of what I was thinking. It's like put on a different coat of maybe being a full-time author. I wonder what that might be like. And it's like, well, would I then, what would I do and how would that look? And then what would I be doing? And it's the same way actually that I started this business. I was like, okay, babe, I'm thinking about leaving my job and doing this business full time. What do you think? It's like, do whatever it is that makes you happy, give it a whirl, so basically like the conversation 11 years ago was like, so long as you're making money, we're good. So long as we're covering what we need to do, we're good. Do what you need to do what makes you happy. So I'm very blessed to have a very supportive husband. He's been trained well. So I suppose like what I was thinking about today is like, well, what do I want to do? And I think this is a really important question. I was talking to Gay Hendricks a few weeks ago about this. It's like, what do you feel like is your zone of genius? And if you feel like you're not operating in that, then you need to reinvent. And here's the thing that I realized this last week, how much I love being in the room, right? Absolutely love being in the room with my clients. I love meeting new people in the room. I had a great time at skating yesterday. So like, this is the best, this is the stuff that I feel like I'm here to do. And my pondering was, well, what if something comes up and I can't do that? Then, is it time? What would a reinvention look like? Now, I'm not going anywhere, right? I wrote about this last week and I talked about this last week in the coffee rounds. I'm not going anywhere. You guys are stuck with me. But it was kind of like, like with time and space, I wonder what this next iteration or this next reinvention of me, my business, and who I am, I wonder what that's going to look like and what do I need to let go of in order to bring that through. So what I wrote down, I jotted a couple of notes down. I thought that I would, I'll put these up actually after because the copy and paste thing from my computer to my phone isn't working very well. So here's the thing that I want you to think about. If we're thinking about wanting to hit a different income bracket, right? This is the same process that I've done for changing new programs, hitting new income brackets, creating new programs, basically reinventing myself probably if I think about it, I'm still me, right? I'm still me, but it's kind of like the jacket that we wear, that the skin that we wear, the identity that we wear, and then it becomes ingrained. So here's the first thing. You've got to create the space and the time for you to consider what is it that you actually really want. And do you want the things that you think that you want because you want them? I know that was a little bit gobbledygook. Do you want the things that you want because you think you want them? Do you want the things that you want because you think you should be wanting them? Are you wanting to do the things that you want to do because you just think that is the thing that you have to do, or because everybody else is doing it, or because it's a cool thing to do, or because it feels like, it's your heart and soul is so incredibly in it that it would just be ridiculous and ludicrous for you to be doing anything else? Creating the time and the space to think about and actually think about what it is that you want, where it is that you're going, how it is that you want it to look. It's so important. And the thing that you've got to do, and I think this is the hard thing for high achievers, for people who have been in the game for a while, for people who have maybe, 2 years into it, is like, well, what am I not enjoying? What am I not loving? And why? Why am I not loving that? And it could be, I just did a wardrobe cull, right? So I've come home yesterday after being delayed for maybe, I don't know. I got home a lot later than I anticipated yesterday. By about 15 hours. So I was put up in a Qantas hotel and that was great. Not the quarantine hotel for anyone who's seeing me soon. And I've come home and, I got home yesterday about 10 a.m., threw some stuff around the house to kind of like get it ready in piles, ready to be shoved and put away. And then within the space of maybe 40 minutes of being home, I was at the skating stadium and coaching skating. So it was like the best possible re-entry into life ever, right? So you land, you sort your shit out, kiss your family, and then go to skating. It was awesome. And then my husband was off playing baseball. My son was off going out there with him. My other daughter was hungover and asleep, and my other daughter had a friend over, right? So there was like, they didn't even realize I was home and then gone. So what that meant though, last night, I'm like, I couldn't even deal with all the shit everywhere last night. And so this morning, I'm like, far out. I had all my stuff put away and Dom's stuff was everywhere. You'll see the photo. And I'm like, all right, I need to get my stuff organized in my wardrobe. So that means I need to cull some shit because I may or may not have received a delivery from Riderwear with like, I don't know, 6 new workout tops. Note to self, I don't need any new workout tops. You'll get to see the lovely collection of them, I'm sure, over the course of the next week. I do that, like you buy new things and then you're like, wear them incessantly. So anyway, wanted to find the homes for those. And so consequently, because I'm sorting out my clothes, I was like, oh, that doesn't fit me anymore. That's no good anymore. Some old sports bras had to go. Some old normal bras had to go. I sorted and folded all my painting gear and like all my roller derby gear and like all my casual gear, my winter gear, like all of this kind of stuff. So what I did was I was like, right, well, that no longer serves me. Out you go. So creating a space for the things to go in nicely, letting go of the shit that I don't like. And this is exactly the same thing that you need to do in your business, right? If there's shit that you're doing in there that you don't like, then find a way to do things differently, or find a way to let it go, or find someone that you can outsource the stuff to, right? Now, you can't outsource your live streams. I'm sorry, you have to create your own content. You don't want to start a relationship with a prospective client by lying to them about who created the content, right? You have to create your own content. You can have someone repurpose it. I'm all for that, right? So you can have someone repurpose it, but in terms of content creation, it's got to be your words, your stuff, your thoughts, your philosophy, and you know that's the rule, right? But the other stuff, like posting it on social media, like going and putting it up on your blog, like doing the sales activities if you've already written everything out, you can have somebody else do all of that for you. You can hire someone to do all the tech. You spend your time being creative, thinking about what it is that your audience needs to hear and things like that. You don't have to do your book work. You can hire somebody else to do that. You don't need to do that. You can hire somebody to manage your emails. You can hire someone to do the shit that you hate. Now, if you happen to be a recovering control freak like me, hands up if you are a control freak or a recovering control freak, that's most definitely me, then this can be one of the hardest things to learn in business. It's this kind of like you letting go, and I think what we need to do is actually reframe this from letting things go and more empowering other people to do the jobs that they're here to do, right? To do the things that their zone of genius is, perhaps, which might be business support. It might be cutting through and being able to just go, that's really awesome, and I can use this and I can use this, and then they go put that out for you. Maybe somebody else in your world is better suited at managing your bookwork and running the reports and doing the accounting and all of that sort of stuff. Let me know if this is resonating with you so that I know that you're there and that you can hear me as well. That would be great. So what we need to get better at doing is and I need to do some of this as well, right? And particularly, I like to make sure that all the things are being done really well and being done properly. But one of the best things that you can do is actually sit down and write a list of all of the things that you're doing, all of the things, and then mark them like, I hate doing this, I hate doing this, I love doing this. Like I said, there are some things that you just can't outsource. Like you don't want to outsource sex with your partner. You don't want to outsource drinking coffee because it's awesome. But there are some things that you can definitely outsource that, you don't need to be doing, right? Maybe some of you might like to outsource those things. That's completely up to you. So when you let go of all of that other stuff, right, what happens is that it then creates, again, space. So the big thing for you to hear today is the importance of creating space. And this is really what I had over this past week. I go a bit stir crazy here. So I like to have this space because then I can get into that place of being able to imagine what it is and dream about what it is that I might like to do next, whether it's a new program, whether it's a new book, whether it's a new event, whether it's whatever. Maybe it's an overall part of a strategy. Maybe it is a total reinvention. This happened to me time and time again until I actually finally dropped the stuff that I didn't like doing. And I was just like, okay, universe, if this is what I'm supposed to be doing, fucking back me. And I'm going all in. That was when I let go of teaching Facebook ads and funnels and all that kind of stuff. So it gives you the time and the space to be able to dream, to be able to imagine what it is that you might be wanting to transition into. The other things that then come up is, all right, well, if that's the case, like this book that I dreamed up over the weekend, it's like, all right, let's start plotting. Let's start plotting and planning around what that might actually look like. Because what we're all excellent at doing is going, all right, I've got the time and space, check. I've had time to dream and imagine, check. All right, that's awesome. And then we get sucked back into our normal everyday life. We get sucked not straight back into all the time, but we get sucked back into doing things in the way that things need to be done because we get fucking scared, right? At the end of the day, the bottom line is the main reason that people aren't getting the results they want, making the money they want, working with the clients that they want, creating the content that they want, having the fun that they want, is because you're not taking the action because you're really scared of it working or of it not working, right? So you've got to plot and plan. And then I've got a few things that you need to do next, right? So the first thing is creating the time and the space. The next thing is letting go of all the shit that you don't really want to do. The next thing is giving yourself permission to dream and imagine in an ideal world what you might like to be doing, right? This is your life. You have one life. You can create 1 billion businesses. You can make a fuck ton of money. You can go and do anything that you want, right? We're very lucky to have been born into a time like this where we have got the ability to essentially, there are some boundaries obviously, but pretty much we can do whatever the heck we like. And we can pretty much make money out of anything it is that we imagine and that we dream up. We're in a really amazing time right now. But the next thing that you've got to do is like plot and plan and then go, all right, this is key. Number 4 is all about being. Who do I need to be? And this is that creating the identity of the person that you want to become, right? So who do I need to be? If I'm being this person, if I'm going to be a full-time author, then what does that look like? Like as we're talking right now, I've just looked out to my deck and I'm like, oh, I could be sitting on those chairs, just tipping away at my computer, like writing away in my author life. It sounds to me, it seems like ridiculous, but if that was the thing that I wanted to do, then I've got to grow into being that, right? So being first and then doing. All right, so then what is the action that I need to take? How do I need to do it? What do I need to do? And then you implement, you ride that wave, you work it, you work with it, you be it, you do all of those things, and then you'll find that you actually become that person. You wear that identity, you become that person that wanted those things that you were dreaming and that you were imagining. And then it happens again, right? So we come back full circle. So then you've got to rest, rejuvenate, and reinvent again. So I think one of the big things that I've noticed in, the last 11 years of doing this, of the people that are still in the business, the people who are still doing the things back when I started doing things 11 years ago, and there's not loads of us, right? When I look at all of those people, this is what we've done. We've gone through, we've reinvented in different ways. We've reinvented or reassessed our own expectations. We've all made a shit ton of money. We've all lost a hell of a lot of money. We've all gone, yep, that was a really silly decision. And we've all gone, yep, that was a fucking amazing decision. But the big thing is that I know, because I talk to these people all the time, it's like, create the time and the space. Imagine and dream about what it is that you might want to be doing, making sure you're letting go of anything that is holding you back, letting you down, dragging you down, like that old, that saying that you can't fly with the eagles with a turkey hanging off your foot, right? You got to shake off those turkeys so that you can soar and that you can fly higher. And then it's like plotting and planning, and then you're being and doing, and then riding that wave and knowing and expecting and anticipating, a bit like I know that happens when I'm away. It's like, all right, well, I know that ride is going to come to an end. So I've got to rest, rejuvenate, and then reinvent again. So I hope that that's helpful for you. I know that there are a lot of people out there, and I had some people in the room just last week who were like, I don't know, I know that this is, I want to be doing this, but not necessarily in this way. And sometimes it just takes doing things a little differently, approaching things a little differently. But most of all, giving yourself permission to explore this stuff, because that's when the magic happens. That's when the creative ideas come. That's when this would be really cool. And the best thing that I can say to you is that no matter what happens, you can always make a new decision, right? There's this beautiful thing in the fabric of experience when an entrepreneur like yourself is, all right, I'm just going to try something. And it will either work or it won't work. And it doesn't mean anything other than the fact that you are getting out there and you are trying and you are doing it and you're being it and you're experimenting. And the thing that happens then, you guys, is that you'll find your way, right? But if you settle, if you kind of go, well, this is my lot, I should be fucking grateful for what I have and that's it, then you run the risk of not kind of like evolving into the next level version of you, which is just so exciting, in my opinion. So I hope that is helpful. Let me know your thoughts on this. Let me know if you've gone through a reinvention like this, or if it's something that maybe you're looking at doing, or just let me know that this has been kind of cool or that you like my top. All right. I am going to love you and leave you. Have a kick-ass, awesome, and amazing day. The only other thing I need to let you know is that we've got Contentology, the ultimate 30-day visibility challenge that comes along with accountability. It comes along with fun. It comes along with everything that you need to create content, for you to get yourself out there, for you to make it happen, for you to be able to tap into the you-ness of you and use that as a way of marketing, not just your business stuff, but also being able to build relationships. So I'm just going to put that, I'm going to do it later because the copy and paste is shit from the computer to the phone these days. I don't know why that is. The repercussions of a new computer that just doesn't seem to work the way that I want it to. All right. Thank you, Carmen. I appreciate that. All right. Have a beautiful and awesome Monday or Sunday evening if you are stateside, like I know the fabulous Carmen is. Have a really awesome day. And if I don't see you before, I will talk to you tomorrow. Mwah. Get out there, be awesome, go help some people. But most of all, remember that the world is ready for your brand of awesome. Bye.